Hi, my name is Lonnie Mobley and I am a junior at the University of Montana, and I am double majoring in marketing and parks, tourism, and recreational management with a minor in media arts. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about what is sustainable tourism, why it's important, and why I personally am interested in the field. So let's get started. So I know you may be wondering, what is sustainable tourism? Well, sustainable tourism has a few different names depending on the region. It also goes by ecotourism or green traveling, and there's a few others, but they have different names, but they all have the same mission, and that is to responsibly travel to natural areas that conserve the environment and sustains the well-being of the local people, and it involves interpretation and education. And why it's so important for communities to integrate sustainable tourism into their business practices is because it gives a lot of power back to the community. It provides so many local jobs and opportunities for people to become interpreters and really just show off their culture to the tourists that are coming in through food, music, dances, art. Like, the possibilities are endless, and it gives power back to them and also their economy, because big companies aren't able to come in and take those jobs from them, which is really, really important. So since the money is staying within these communities, there's great opportunities to build infrastructure such as roads, new schools, health centers, and drinking water resources. And let's not forget, the environment is greatly benefiting from sustainable tourism's low ecological impact, and that's because the surrounding areas of these communities are starting to be recognized and protected by the establishment of national parks, marine parks, and wildlife sanctuaries. And thanks to these protected areas, biodiversity is sheltered and animals are able to remain in their natural habitat. So now that you kind of get the idea of what sustainable tourism is and the positive impacts it has on the communities it's introduced to, it is found pretty much everywhere. I know my examples kind of made it sound like it's only in like foreign countries with small communities, but is also widely found here in the US, especially within our national park system, which is something I hold very near and dear to my heart, is something I am very passionate about. So yeah, I'm going to read off a few quick statistics on how much the tourism industry has grown in recent years, so you can kind of see that there's a huge market for more tourism jobs. And since we are kind of in the middle of a environmental crisis with climate change rapidly changing our environment around us, it is extremely important that we all become sustainable. We start practicing different sustainable techniques, and even more importantly when traveling, because these communities, especially if you're doing a nature-based destination, it is so important to respect the environment that you're in and understand like your impact that might be left on it. So I'm going to read off some statistics just to show you how huge this industry is and how there's so many opportunities to make it more sustainable, which is what I really want to do in my career. So this is for the year 2018, and this is coming from the World Travel and Tourism Council. So it shows that in the year 2018, travel and tourism contributed 8.8 trillion to the local economy and generated 10.4% of all economic activity, and contributed 319 million jobs, representing 1 in 10 all jobs globally. So yeah, it's a huge industry, and I think there needs to be more recognition within the travel and tourism industry, especially in the US, to see a push to make it more sustainable and eco-friendly, just because travel can take a lot of things away from the environment, especially in our national parks. There are millions on millions of people visiting our national parks every season, which is wonderful, and I love that people are getting out and enjoying nature, because there's so many awesome things that it can bring to you in your life and your Hello. As you can tell from the last clip, the fire alarm started going off in my apartment and we had to evacuate the entire floor, which was very unexpected while I was working on this, but thank goodness everyone's fine, everything is okay. Sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches, but back to business. So as I was talking about the impact that tourism has on the national parks here in the United States, I have a number right here. It was 318 million people that visited a national park in 2018, which is a huge number. I believe the number of visitors every season has just skyrocketed in the past decade, and a lot of people are claiming that these high numbers of visitation are not good and that people are loving our parks to death because a lot of places there's a lot of erosion happening. There's a lot of, as you have seen all over social media, especially in parks like Yellowstone, there's a lot of human and wildlife interaction, which is not good. And I think just the biggest thing that we can take away from this and learn from is that we don't want to make parks more exclusive. Parks are open to everyone. That's why the public lands in the United States are so important, because it doesn't matter who you are, you can go out and enjoy nature and revel in it. But I think the biggest thing is just teaching people how to be respectful and the leave no trace principles, to not interact with wildlife, to not pick at natural flora, to remain on the path, to pick up your trash, to recycle, all of these things that are a part of sustainable tourism just needs to be marketed, I believe, to the visitors that come here. So whenever they go to a national park or a designated wilderness area, national forest, it doesn't matter, they just need to be aware of their impact and how they can make the smallest footprint as possible. So that's what I am very passionate about. I worked in the hospitality industry last summer as a concierge, and I worked right outside of Glacier National Park, and it was a dream to be able to talk to people about things to do and see in Glacier National Park, because there's so much. And just having people that have never been to a national park before get to experience Glacier and seeing how excited they were, that's what I really, really love to do. I love to be able to show people and talk to people about the amazing things that nature has to offer. But I also made sure, whenever I was talking to them, to be sure that they were just taking the responsibilities to bike if they didn't have to drive in the park, to whenever they're hiking, bring enough water, to if they see wildlife, because everyone wants to see wildlife, make sure you're at a safe distance away. It's all really easy things that just a lot of people are unaware of. So I think there's a really, really huge market that could be possible within this industry, and it makes me really excited because it's something I am very passionate about and I really love to share it with others. So if you're interested, on my blog post I posted about a couple weeks ago, I did 5 sustainable travel tips that it's about a 3-minute read. It's really easy to follow along, just to make your travel more sustainable. And I think that's what we should all strive for. So yeah, if you're interested in following me, I will leave my social media links down below along with my website. And yeah, thanks so much. Bye.